YouTube, Kamen Rider here. Welcome to my review for Kamen Rider Gotchard Episode 7. So, this was a better episode this week. It still wasn't anything amazing. I'm not still, super intrigued or, invested or anything, but it was overall, I think, decently solid. You know, by the numbers as usual, but pretty solid. I mean, the beginning was, kind of a mix of enjoyable and not, because, I just cannot stand Hotro? There we go. I cannot stand him and his toku twerpiness more and more each episode. So he was definitely in rare, oh, Kemi form, but the smartphone Kemi was super adorable. You know, it's a mix of what one of the Kemi's design looks like and the classic phone that transforms into some sort of creature thing we've gotten for years. And I think it's actually just really adorable. I'm actually considering picking it up. I kind of cooled on Gotchard merch because I'm not that into the show and my driver was all glitchy, so there hasn't been anything that I'm man, I want to get that. So I actually might get that. I also do find it hilarious, how, obvious of a toy they are when they're talking on their phones outside. They're just, they got, a book. They're yes, hello? Oh, yes, this is normal. I did also getting to see the cast interact a little bit more. They did talk about how, oh, we're not really working together because we're all doing our own studies. But I did like to see that little bit of an ensemble interaction. I think this episode overall, with the interaction here, and then later with Spanner talking to the computer kid whose name I will never learn, and, him also helping Hotro in the field trying to figure out how to fight this monster, made the cast feel a little bit more like an ensemble, and I feel started to put together the show a little bit more in regards to the feel of the cast, which I kind of liked. And also some movement with the villain stuff, with them coming up with different approaches to make amalgams, where you have one of them posing as a nun, which just reminded me of Chucky Season 2. Which was just kind of cool. And also you had the youngest one getting ready to talk to Rin about something, which had a little bit of movement on her story and the mystery of her dad, which was kind of nice. But the main part of the story was revolving around this Cactus Kemi, and it bonds with his kid, but it was but he was supposed to get rid of it because his dad wanted to get rid of it so he can focus on cram school. And Hotaro's kind of following him around, being you don't really want to get rid of it, right? And there's kind of some funny scenes in there. At first I was my eyes were fully set to roll, because I'm my least favorite thing in the world is toku filler, especially toku filler about the filler character, when it's just about I don't care about this person, and especially when it's a kid. But as someone pointed out when it came to the wrestler episode, it's kind of good to show that Kemis can bond in a positive way, because one of the main things that happened in this episode was Spanner bringing up Kemis are just tools, and them bonding in a positive way is it's the exception, not the rule. And this was kind of showing another possible positive relationship. And there was some kind of nice, more endearing scenes where Hotaro felt less like an annoying cartoon. And it was funny when the kid, I think, straight up called him annoying at one point. And when they get attacked, you have Hopper 1, I thought it was going to be the Cactus card, to be honest. I guess, was Cactus in the card at that point? I don't know, but he kind of did that classic thing where someone gets shot and there's something in their pocket, and it was Hopper 1. And that's like I said, he had called in Spanner for help on how to deal with it. He's what combo do I use? I don't know why he wasn't transformed the whole time during this bit. At least, even if it wasn't the right combo to fight it or whatever, you're still more protected transformed. But he ultimately transforms into the ability form of the week, which is Cactus Hawk, which, as I've said, broken record, one of the few positives I've had about the series consistently is the suit design. Definitely some of my overall favorite suit design, especially when it comes to the main rider's ability forms. This one has got to be one of my favorites. Just the combo is cool. It's two things that don't really go together, but they blend nicely, and I love the shiny look of the green. I think I mentioned this before, but it kind of reminds me in a way of the way the Revised ones were designed, where there was just a really excellent blend of the classic rider and whatever animal they were doing. So then we get an aerial fight that actually ends off on a cliffhanger or an air hanger, where Hotaro ends up falling in, free falling, because the Cactus Kemi comes out of the driver, which we don't know why. But I was surprised by that, because I didn't really know or wasn't paying too much attention this was going to be a two-parter, so it took me by surprise. And yeah, it made for an overall more solid episode. Still a 3 out of 5, but I enjoyed myself more this week. It felt a little more solid in regards to the cast working together, a couple moving pieces happening, kind of a nice lead into next week. Again, I'm not super invested, I'm not theorizing in my off time, but it was at least a little more solid this week. But what did you guys think of this week's episode? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Kamen Rider, signing out.